Hi everyone, I just thought that I would rather record my videos like this and do a voiceover rather than talking while I'm doing my makeup, because I like to get distracted when I start talking and doing my makeup and it takes twice as long, so I thought I'd just rather do it like this. So this is just my everyday makeup routine. I thought I'd just film it because obviously we're all at home at the moment and I'm getting very bored, so I thought I'd just record this. So I just started off doing my foundation. I used the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour Full Coverage Foundation. I just got it from the pharmacy. It's pretty cheap. Actually, I think I got it from Countdown. It's pretty cheap and it's really full coverage, and I like the finish of it. So I just use that. That's my go-to at the moment. I have actually dyed my hair brown, as you will notice. I did this I think it's nearly 2 months ago now, and it does make it a little bit harder to put the foundation on, just because my foundation is obviously very white, and when you get it on your brown hair, it doesn't look the best. You can probably see it later when I do it. But anyway, yeah. So I just apply like that. It's just taking, oh yeah, you can see it up the top there. Ooh. I'm trying to get it off. Oh well. This is the fastest I could speed it up on this app, so it may take a while. I was going to put in some music, but the music that this app had was not the best, so I thought I'd just talk over and just explain what I'm doing instead so that you can see. And I just go in, I use the foundation as a concealer because it is that full coverage, so I just do my base and then I go in under the eyes and then in any other spots that I want it to be more there to be more coverage, and then I just blend it out. I go under my eyes, my forehead, my chin, and then just over my eyelids. It seems to be a really good base, doing liquid foundation and then powder for my eyeshadow. So I just like to make sure that my base is perfect, so I just keep blending, applying more, blending, and that's just the key, is just getting a really good base, is to just keep applying and blending out with the sponge, because once your base is good, then everything else is gonna look good. So now you will see that I'm just setting my under eyes, my eyelids, and I'm using the Rimmel London Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder. And this was really cheap as well. I like to get a lot of drugstore products just because, you know, they tend to be just as good as the stuff that you can get for like $50-$60 from Mecca. Not that I don't love that stuff, because I do. Yeah, so I'm just setting the under eyes, setting my eyelids, and this is just going to create a good base for my eyeshadow. And setting, I'm just changing the channel, wow. Yeah, so just setting my under eyes now before I start looking around and creasing my under eyes. I'm blending the powder down my neck, and it's really important to actually put your, I've gone mind blank, what's it called? Liquid foundation, or whatever foundation you use, on your ears as well, because if you don't put it on your ears, you know, as you go through the day, your ears can get red, but your face is going to stay the same color. It just looks a bit funny. So I like to put it on my ears, blend it down my neck, and then just powder my whole face. And that's just going to create a really smooth base and just, yeah, make it look all, oh, that was a lot on my nose, wow. Yeah, it just makes it look nice and smooth, and it helps when you apply all the other products to your face. It just makes it go on a lot nicer. So I'm just blending it into my hairline. That's also really important as well. Just blending it into the hairline so that there's, you know, it doesn't look like a mask or anything on your face. Just taking my time to make sure that it looks all good. And then I'm taking my Moroccan Tan bronzer and I'm just applying it in my eyes, in the creases, just to give my eyes a bit of colour and to sort of tie it into the nose contour that I'm going to be doing a bit later. I wouldn't call it nose contour, maybe just nose bronzing, just so it ties in. And I like to use the same product that I'm using now for my entire process of bronzing my face, just because it ties it in more nicely than using two different shades. And blending is the key, so just keep blending, 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 and when you think that you're done blending, keep blending. Just keep going until it looks all smooth. And I also apply, you'll see later, I also apply it under my eye, and that just ties the sort of look together instead of it just being on my top lids. And the camera throughout this video does, you know, the colours do look a bit funny every now and then because I was using my natural lighting, but we've got a few clouds here and there, so it may sort of go up and down with the colours in the video. Blending under the eyes, going back over the top just to make sure that it's blended. And then this is where I start with my nose contour. This can look really intimidating and really strange at the start, but that's the key, is just creating this really sleek look on your nose. If you just keep watching, you'll see sort of where to apply it. I'm not the best at all at nose contour, but I like to give it a go, and I think it's just nice to add a bit of, you know, colour to the middle of the face as well. And the key to this as well is just to blend your life away, especially with the product I've got. It was a little bit stuck to my face, as you can see. That is not what I was seeing in the mirror, but that's okay. So I'm just blending, blending. And then if it does look too much, just grab a nice big brush that you use to set your face and just go over your nose with powder, and it does tone it down a little bit if it's looking a bit too crazy. And I think I do that a couple times because I went a bit overboard on the nose bronzer this time. I'm used to being a bit more tan than this. And that's also a good hack as well. If it has gotten out of hand and it is looking a little bit too blown out, you can get your setting powder and just sculpt out your nose with it. And that seemed to fix whatever I did with my nose before. And then you can just let it sit, and it's going to lift that colour if it's too dark. And now I'm going in with a slanted brush. I don't know what any of my brush names are. I don't remember where I got them from. I've had them for many years, and they are just what I use every time. So I've just got a slanted brush. And I'm just blending my eyeshadow upwards a little bit, just to create a bit more of a sculpted look. And then we're going in with the cheekbones using the same bronzer, the Moroccan Tan bronzer, or whatever bronzer you've got, it doesn't really matter. And we're blending. I like to blend it onto the temples of my face because I have quite a round face, and doing that tends to make my face look a little bit more slim than it is. I bring it onto the jawbone. Is that the right thing? Underneath my jaw. And that's just going to create an even bronze all over the face instead of just doing it in one place. Bringing it on the forehead, and I just do the same on the other side. It might look a bit crazy at the moment. And I'm just pulling my hair out the way just because it tends to fall on my face and mess up the blending. And we're doing the same on the other side, putting on the temples and then blending it across the cheekbones. You'll probably see me looking a bit disappointed soon because of how muddy my bronzer was looking. This is the first time I've put makeup on since lockdown. And I'm putting the bronzer on my ears as well, just to give them a bit of colour too, just to blend in with the cheekbone colour. Goodness me, that is so muddy. Oh my, okay. We do blend that out later, so I'm going under the jawbone again. And then you'll see me soon blending my bronzer out with my big fluffy powder brush. And just going over the underneath, blending it out so that it doesn't look so harsh. And I do that again when I put my blush on. It just tends to sort of melt everything together and make it look a bit more smooth. I brushed off the powder on my nose as well. It doesn't really matter how long you leave that on, I just thought I'd brush it off then. Now I'm putting my blush on. The blush that I use is actually from a palette that I got when I did my makeup training. So they gave us a kit, a really big kit with all these different makeup products in it. And I still use the same blush in that makeup kit. It's just a palette with two different sides. One side has these crazy colors on it, and then the other side's sort of the neutrals. It's got some blushes, some browns, and I've just been using that and it's been working fine. I didn't want to go and buy a new one because I think the color looks all right on this one. And then you'll see me again just blending. And then I'm just putting my highlighter on. I think my highlighter is just a Mecca Max highlighter. And I've had this one for ages, it's lasted me so long. And I'm just applying it on my cheekbones, on my brow bone, and above my brow bone, sort of on the temples a little bit. And I like to put it on my nose and my cupid's bow as well, and that just creates an even sort of glow. And I think it got a bit cloudy at this point, so it's a little bit harder to see what's going on. So we're just making sure that's all blended. And then I am just highlighting the inner corner of my eye. I've really been liking that look lately. So I just grab a little brush, doesn't really matter what brush you use, highlighting the inner corners and just going over my brow bone because I felt I didn't have enough on there. Felt like I couldn't really see it. So highlighting the inner corners of your eyes really opens up your eyes and just makes them look a lot more bright. And now I'm doing my eyebrows. I just go in actually with an eyeshadow to do my eyebrows. I find that works best for me. So I just go with a little slanted brush and I don't really do much. I kind of just fill in the sparse areas of my eyebrows, and that just has been my sort of go-to technique for ever since I have been doing makeup. And then I'm putting on some lipstick. I'm just going for a nude colour because, you know, I don't want to do anything too crazy. I'm not really going anywhere today. So I just like to go over once with my lipstick and then wipe it around and sort of fix it up with my fingers. I don't like too much of a sculpted lip. So I just pat it out and then I go in with, what is that? I can't see what it is. Some sort of lip balm. I think that was a Mecca Max one as well. And then I just pat that into my lips as well to create a little bit of a gloss. And that's pretty much all I do. This is like my everyday sort of thing, what I wear to work, my quick and easy sort of makeup. And then I spray it with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I like to go overboard on my setting spray. I think it just sort of melts everything together, makes everything look less powdery. I'm fanning it way too much. And that's it. I'm not putting any lashes on or anything, just something simple. And that's the final look here. It was quite hard to see. I could only film in the bathroom because it got really cloudy, but yeah, thanks for watching.